to seize the golden moment of opportunities and grasp the good that is in our reach is the great art of life. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to our guests, distinguished faculty members, our dear participants, and everyone present here today. On behalf of my department and the organizing committee, I, Yusra Batul, welcome all of you to the valedictory session of the one-week training program on research methodology and innovative statistical application. As per tradition, we start every event and occasion with a prayer, so I humbly request Khan Amadur Rahman Sahab to recite from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون صدق الله العظيم.
I would like to acknowledge the presence of some of our eminent guests. It's our pleasure and honor to have them amongst us. On behalf of our department, I welcome the chief guest of today's valedictory session, Professor Salma Ahmed, Dean, Faculty of Management Studies and Research, Aligarh Muslim University. Ma'am, your presence is a source of motivation. I request Dr. Sharmeen Khan ma'am, Chief Coordinator of this program, to welcome Professor Salma Ahmed ma'am and present her with a token of our gratitude. All of you, a great round of applause. I now welcome our special guest, Professor Mirza Salim Beg Sahab, a professor at the Department of Electronics Engineering, Aligarh Muslim University, and also the chairman of the ranking committee of our university. Sir, we are honored to have you here today. Once again, I request Dr. Sharmeen Khan to welcome Professor Mirza Salim Beg Sahab and present him with a token of our appreciation. Thank you, Salma ma'am and Salim sir, for being here with us today. It means a lot to us. Now, I request Dr. Sharmeen Khan Sahiba to deliver the concluding address of the training program.
Respected Professor Salma Ahmed ma'am, Dean Faculty of Management Studies and Research, Aligarh Muslim University, Professor Mirza Salim Beg Sahab, Chairman Committee for Ranking of the University, Aligarh Muslim University, dear eminent resource persons, my dear colleagues, friends, online and offline participants, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all of you. Myself, Dr. Sharmeen Khan, the Chief Coordinator of this training program, welcome you all in the valedictory session on behalf of our chairman, Dr. Khalid Hassan. It's so wonderful to see you all here. We are grateful to all of you for being with us in this valedictory session of one-week training program on research methodology and innovative statistical applications organized by Department of Architecture, ZHCETMU. It was organized from 6 to 10 June. This program was planned in hybrid mode for many reasons, including the one that people at distant places can get benefited. It is worth mentioning here that we had a total of 80 plus registrations in this program, including academicians, research scholars, UG, PG students from India and abroad. Participants have registered from different states of India like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, New Delhi, UP, Haryana, etc. And we have participants from Oman, Malaysia, and Dubai also, who have joined us in online mode. Before I proceed towards the summary of the program, I wish to express the dilemma that I had been through when we had the first thought of inviting Professor Salma Ahmed ma'am and Professor Mirza Salim Beg sahab. We had a doubt that these eminent personalities of the university have very busy schedules, and what reactions will we get from them? But I'm overwhelmed by the response I have received, and the famous proverb that fruitful trees bend down was proved true. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. I learned a small and practical lesson from Professor Beg, and he responded very positively to me on the first call. He said, "Let's keep it simple." And I loved it, sir. You said just WhatsApp me the details and I'll be there. Dear guests, your presence with us today is highly appreciable. I extend my hearty welcome to both of you. I hope that the participants have gained a lot during this one-week program. Let us gather some of the best moments during this program. Professor Akbar Hussain Saab conducted 2 sessions in this program, and he talked about scientific methodology of research and research design, focusing on how to select a particular methodology, how to write research questions, hypotheses, etc. Dr. Salma Shaheen opened up new windows for exploring various search engines and the possibilities to collect appropriate material useful for research. It was definitely a very fruitful session to learn quick searching strategies. Professor Abdul Rahim P. Vijapur taught us about ethics, intellectual integrity, honesty, and morality, essential for research, while quoting several examples based on his information and experience. It is the need of the time. There was a session on literature review that was conducted by Professor Walid Ahmad Ansari Saab, explaining various strategies required for effective base studies required before the preliminary studies can be conducted. Participants were also excited during the session on data collection in qualitative and quantitative research, which was given by our youngest resource person, Dr. Mohammad Swalehin, who familiarized most of us with terms like ontology, epistemology, and philosophy of research. We were also fortunate to be introduced to Dr. Shah Mohammad Khan, who shared with us relevant information on the role of inferential statistics, data analysis, application of appropriate techniques in research, and much more. His vast experience on analysis and data handling could be witnessed during the session. There were 2 sessions that were conducted by Dr. Hasib Athar Saab on application of SPSS in research that helped in further enlightening us by giving exposure to the participants about the wonders possible with statistical package for social sciences. We realized very well that hands-on practice is also essential, but this session was worth enough to introduce one to multiple possibilities. Last but not the least, we are grateful to Professor Muhammad Asim Siddiqui Sahab for conducting the last session of this training program on research writing, sources, and their documentation. I would like to mention here from my personal experience and relate this session from an architect's point of view. No matter how good and efficient design you deliver for your project, it can be shattered if the workmanship is poor. Similarly, the best methodology adopted, research design, data collection, and analysis adopted for research cannot be appreciated if it is not documented well. Hence, this training program could not be concluded without his words of wisdom. However, we heartily regret for the inconvenience caused to all the offline participants, especially to our resource persons who managed to deliver wonderful talk in spite of the fact that we lack in some infrastructural facilities. We have heard of blood and sweat money, khoon pasine ki kamai. Dear resource persons, trust me, you have earned a lot of respect in the eyes of beholder by literally sweating and accommodating all kind of inconveniences caused. Your patience is highly appreciated. Our database cannot forget your names and future prospects, and we shall meet you next time, hopefully with better infrastructural facilities, inshallah. Compliments were received from some of the offline participants during the course of this training program for bringing together multidisciplinary speakers under one umbrella. We are grateful to all the resource persons for obliging us by accepting our invitation to deliver lecture on first. Have received requests and suggestions from some of the online participants for specific program on research in architecture, and we also realize that it is the need of the time. This shall take place in the next agenda, and very soon we'll come back with a brilliant combination of speakers to talk about the research in architecture, inshallah. With these words, I would once again like to thank you all for being associated with us in this training program. And I also hope that the participants have been benefited by the sessions conducted by our expert resource persons. Best for training. Thank
Thank you, ma'am. I hope this 1 week training program would have stimulating and intellectually provocative for all our participants. We have spent a good amount of time planning and preparing for this. However, as an institution, we are self-crucial and aware, and we would like to know whether our efforts were fruitful. Feedback is the most essential component of any such academic program, as constructive criticism and suggestions received from the participants go a long way in helping us making these programs better and more effective in the future. Therefore, I request Ms. Huma Matloob Sahiba, one of our offline participants, to please come forward and share her experience of this training program.
Respected faculty members, colleagues, and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. I am Huma Matloob, Assistant Professor of Architecture in University Polytechnic, Boys. I am here to share my views on this 5-day program on research methodology, and I am very sure that all of you present here will agree with what I have to say, because I was there in all the sessions present here in an offline mode. So friends, as a PhD scholar myself, like everyone else, I too have been benefited immensely from this course. And that happened because the resource person, each resource person was chosen very consciously, keeping in mind the different needs and requirements of any research scholar. We have people from different backgrounds here. We have people from architecture. We have people from library science. And I think most of you must have benefited in some way or the other through this course. And it will be good to add that every resource person, every expert did their job very well. Thank you, sir. Personally, I feel that the most important way in which all of us have been benefited, personally, I feel that we all have questions in our mind, and as a research scholar, most of the time we know what to do, but we don't know how to go about it. So these people, these experts who were present here to give their views on different topics of research, I think they are one call away from us now, and whenever we are stuck in our PhDs, at least we can contact them, and that's a very big advantage as a research scholar. So I would like to congratulate each and every team member of the team of architecture department who, under the expert guidance of Dr. Sharmeen Khan, have put all in their efforts to bring this, to conduct this course. And I am looking forward to many more such courses in future. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Mr. Mohammad Javed, another of our offline attendees, to share his feedback.
Namaduvanu Sallu ala Rasulul Kareem Ammabad. Honorable Dean, Faculty of Management Studies and Research, Chairman, Committee for Ranking of the University, distinguished teachers of the department, respected members of the organizing committee, and dear colleagues, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all of you. In behalf of the participants of Department of Library and Information Sciences, I am Mohammad Javed, Research Scholar, Department of Library and Information Sciences, would have a pleasure to say something over this wonderful and successful program. This 1 week fully scheduled program on research methodology is now meeting to its end with a great success. As we all are now having a bunch of ideas and concepts, all the planned themes of the different days were highly relevant for the research, We all are benefited a lot by this. This department took an admirable initiative to arrange best faculties from different departments of the university who are very well versed in their respective fields. They all are given their best by imparting their knowledge and intellectual thought contents with us. As I'm uh, uh, I am a very big fan of English literature. That's why I'm very profound of learning different words usually. In last session, one of very renowned faculty of this of English department, Dr. Siddiqui sir, he used a very new word for me. Usually, it is new for everyone. Genre. Actually, since from its beginning, I don't have any idea that GENRE is having actual pronunciation of genre. I usually pronounce it like genre. So thank you so much, sir, for making us aware of these words. And likewise, all the faculties are giving us very intellectual thought contents. Thank you so much, all of you. The service provided by the department deserves a huge round of applause. So please having a huge round of applause for them. As the name suggests, architecture, this department not only architect the future of the student of their core area, but also in different fields by conducting these kind of activities. We are also promising you that we add some more feathers in your head by becoming a research architect in future. We are expecting such kind of workshops in future also. At last but not the least, I congratulate the whole fraternity for from the core of my heart for having such a nice workshop. And I would like to end up my talk with these few lines. लुटा के फूल मोहब्बत के अपने लहजे से वफा खुलूस का पैकर बना दिया हमको. लुटा के फूल अपनी मोहब्बत के अपने लहजे से वफा खुलूस का पैकर बना दिया हमको. अब इससे बढ़कर हमारे लिए खुशी और क्या है. हम एक जर्रा थे, गौहर बना दिया हमको. शुक्रिया. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Thank you, Javed Saab. We will take a short break of 2 minutes for the azan. We will resume after 2 minutes. I request Mr. Abhishek Bhartwaj to please come forward and share his experience and suggestions.
Uh, Firstly, good evening to all the faculty members and respected chief guest. My name is Abhishek and I come from Jamia Millia Islamia. Although this institution had a huge role because I completed my bachelor's from this institution, I take immense pride. But my frame of reference is from Jamia. So I was overwhelmed by the amount of information that I received in this uh, training program because since my frame of reference is from Jamia, so I was being self-critical since this research methodology is also about objectivity and streamlining your feelings apart from what is the research. So all the lectures which were curated from different departments were so extensively detailed and provided such deep insights. Like I have also attended like 5-6 conferences and published some papers, but I came to know in this training program that how one formulates the research philosophy before writing a research methodology. So in this training program, we got to know about such fine details which we haven't actually explored in other universities or other programs. So I have to congratulate also the technical team for putting up such a brilliant show, both offline and online, and also my dear teachers and all the faculty members. Thank you so much.
Let's also get some feedback from our online participants. Please switch the screen. For this, I invite Mr. Rudramurthy to introduce himself first and then share his experience. Mr. Murthy, am I audible to you? Sir, please unmute yourself. If anybody if anybody wants to share their experience from our online participants, then they are most welcome.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm Aliba. I'm from our Department of Architecture, Aligarh Muslim University. But because I was not in Aligarh, so I attended in the online mode. And mashallah, it was really nice and it was very informative from all the trainees. And because I am really interested in writing research papers, inshallah, in the future. So it was very informative for me as well as the other online participants. So thank you so much. And I'm eagerly waiting forward for more workshops in the future by our department. So thank you.
Thank you, Ariba. Finally, the time has come for the most awaited moment, a moment about pride and accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm talking about the certificate distribution ceremony. For this, I request our honorable chief guest, Professor Salma Ahmed ma'am, to honor the participants with certificates. Ma'am. So the list starts with Miss Huma Matlu. Next is Khan Amadur Rahman sir. Dr. Mohammad Farhan Fazli sir. Mohammad Farhan. Sayyid Noman Tariq sir. Ehtisham Mateen, please line up all of you. Ehtisham Mateen, Sadia Parveen, Alisha Khan, Ehtisham Mateen. I would request to please, all of you please come forward quickly. Alisha Khan, Sana B, Hafsa Hedri, Hafsa Hedri, Yusra Batul. Ma'am. Next is Anam Jamal Ansari, Muhammad Haris, Naseem Iqbal, Muhammad Waqar Qazi, Sayyid Suhaib Zamir, Muhammad Haris. Naseem Iqbal. Muhammad Waqar Qazi, Muhammad Wali Muhammad, Muhammad Adnan Ahmed, Nasir Mamoon, no, ma'am. Nasir. Adnan Ahmed, Aman Ahmed, Mohammad Shoaib, Altaf Ali, Reshu Sharma, Mohammad Saud, Sara Faisal, Mohammad Saud, Sara Faisal, Nighat. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Now I request our special guest, Professor Mirza Salim Beg Saab, to honor the participant. Give me. Sir, please stand. Nikita Sharma, Asma Zafar, Abhishek Bhardwaj. Nikita Sharma. Yeah. Asma Zafar, Abhishek Bhardwaj, Uma Arya, Mohammad Javed, Sheetal Varsne, Uma Arya, Mohammad Javed, Sheetal Varsne, Insha Parveen, Arham Shahid, Rehab Akram, Rehab Akram, Umme Kulsoom, Muzammil Ahmed, Rehab. Umme Kulsoom, Muzammil Ahmed, not there. Sheikh Farah Ahmed, not. Sheba Lubna, and Akbar Hussain. Akbar Hussain. Now for the volunteers of the program, Waqas Akhtar, Saqib Kaleem, no. Mohammad Suhaib Zamir, Yusra Batul, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Saifur Rahman, Arham Shahid, Umme Kulsoom, Arham Shahid, Insha Parveen, Ariba Khan not there. Insha Parveen, Ariba Khan, Abdul Hannan, Mohammad Saud not there. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now I request, sir, please wait for a minute. I now request the, sir, you can, so, sorry, sir. Now I request our special guest, Professor Mirza Salim Beg Sahab, to kindly address our participants.
Dean of Management, Professor Salma Ahmed, Acting Chairman, Dr. Sharmeen. Can you hear me at the back? Takalluf mein mat kahiyega. Professor Asim Siddiqui Saab and other distinguished teachers for this program. Faculty members of this department, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here, although this department is quite adjacent to mine, not even 50 meters away, but it's only a handful of times I've been to this department before. It's a department small in size, but architecturally nice. Looking at various things and how you've gone about the business, not just today, but also the way you've planned it out, which goes to prove the fact that you do indulge in planning as well. I must admit the department seems to be an active one. in the sense that not only you've organized this pretty good program, but I was just noticing and just heard from some of the senior teachers that there are quite a few of you who are actually doing your PhD at the same time, or have just completed that in the last few years, which goes to show that the department is really on the move, and it's up and running more from the point of view that it's going to be soon transformed into a faculty from a relatively small department, which I hope is nearer than farther in time. I wish all the participants that they have enjoyed this program, it was fruitful to you. And on behalf of all the teachers, I thank you for being here for longer than you probably would have otherwise stayed here. And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I want to keep it short, and as Sharmeen said earlier, let's keep it simple. Too much of non-academic content also doesn't really help in any way. So I must thank the participants, all of you, the volunteers, and everyone here. I'm forgetting Faraz's name and Sadaf, but I know most of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, please wait for a while. Sir, I would like to request to you present a token of gratitude to our resource persons. Yes. Professor Mohammad Asim Siddiqui, sir, Department of English, Aligarh Muslim University. Sir. Sir, please could you... Dr. Haseeb Athar, sir, Department of Statistics, Aligarh Muslim University. Dr. Mohammad Swalehin, Department of Sociology, Aligarh Muslim University. Sweet. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you very much for your encouraging words. I now request the chief guest of this valedictory session, Professor Salma Ahmed ma'am, to address our participants.
Mr. Professor Salim Beg Saab, resource persons who are present here, the faculties of Department of Architecture, and dear participants. I'm come from management background. I know very little about architecture, but what I understand is it's an art which is evolving over the years, and probably earlier the focus was more on durability. When you talk of a structure architecture being created, it was more on the utilitarian value, more on durability, and gradually the concept of beauty came into it. And if I'm not wrong, one prominent architect, Louis Sullivan, if I'm not wrong, talked about form follows function, which I think talks about blending. This I've read somewhere in the papers some time back, which talks about blending functionality with the aesthetic value. So if you talk about a functional structure, what I understand, you visit, you revisit, but nothing stays with you. You forget it immediately. But if a structure has aesthetic value, it stays with you for a very, very long period of time. And I think the best of architects are those who can blend the two into and bring about a balance between the two. Now you talk of skyscrapers of yore, like the Eiffel Tower of Paris, or let's say more recent Petronas Tower at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, or Burj Khalifa, the more latest one added in Dubai. On one hand, it has its own significance. On the other, you take from the Indian counterpart, Victoria Memorial, in Calcutta, I don't know how many of you have seen it, which is made of white Markhana marble, or you talk of Jaipur's Hawa Mahal, or for that matter, the lake city at Udaipur. Each has its beauty, innate beauty, which is different from the others. And I think all of them has its own story to tell, which has blended functionality with aesthetic value in a very unique form. Now, where does statistics come in? Statistical tools, I think, has helped in the evolution in some way or the other, because data is significant wherever you talk about it. So statistical tools is something which I could say is ubiquitous. It is found everywhere, whether we use in botany, whether you use in psychology, whether you use in management science, and why should architecture be left behind? So it is of great importance that the department has thought of undertaking and organizing a training program of 5 days. I think it was a 5-day long training program. I congratulate the chairman of the department, Mohammed Khalid Hassan, and the organizing secretary, the chief coordinator, Sharmeen Khan, along with a team of Feroz, if I'm not wrong, Faraz and Sadaf, and the entire team, the volunteers who have made it a great success. And they have carried on the training program very successfully. That I can always get back from the feedback that I've got from the participants here. I wish you best of luck for your future endeavors too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your words were full of enthusiasm and knowledge. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. As we come to the close of our valedictory session, I invite architect Sadaf Faridi ma'am to propose the vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to everybody. I am Sadaf Faridi, guest teacher at the Department of Architecture and one of the coordinators of this training program on research, methodology, and innovative statistical applications. I believe that after the response that we've received from the participants, both online and offline, I can say that we, the Department of Architecture, AMU, was able to conduct this training program in an efficient and meaningful manner. We have so many people to thank for this successful completion of the program. To begin with, we would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tariq Mansoor Saab, for permitting us to conduct this program. We would extend our gratitude towards the Dean, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Professor Mohammad Altamash Siddiqui, and the Principal, Zakir Hussain College of Engineering and Technology, Professor M.M. Sufyan Beg, for their constant support and guidance all throughout. We thank Professor Salma Ahmed, Dean, Faculty of Management Studies and Research, AMU, and Professor Salim Beg Saab, Chairman Ranking Committee of the University, for their gracious presence and words of encouragement today. We are extremely lucky to have these wonderful resource persons for this program who took our vision of this program to another level. I sincerely thank Professor Akbar Hussain, Dr. Salma Shaheen, Professor Abdul Rahim P. Vijapur, Professor Waleed Ahmed Ansari, Dr. Mohammad Swalihin, Dr. Shah Mohammad Khan, Dr. Hasib Athar Saab, and Professor Mohammad Asim Siddiqui, who invested their valuable time and energy here and took the sessions that were extremely insightful and full of knowledge and would be helpful for all the participants, I'm sure. More than anything, these speakers took their wonderful sessions with a lot of energy, in spite of all the hardships they faced due to lack of some infrastructure. We thank all the participants without whom this program would not have been possible. We would like to thank the chairman of the Department of Architecture and the convener of this training program, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Hassan, for facilitating the whole event. We thank Dr. Shameen Khan, Chief Coordinator of this training program, for her efficient coordination and constant management on every single day of this training program, whether it was the management of the finances or coordinating with the resource persons or even calming us down whenever we were stuck somewhere. She really took charge and worked hard to make all of this work. We are grateful to architect Faraz Farooq, coordinator of the training program, for making it possible to conduct this program in a hybrid mode, which was a huge challenge for us. But with his expertise in the technical support required for a smooth functioning of the offline and online setup here, we were able to achieve that. And I'm thankful to the chairman of the department for giving me this opportunity to be a part of the whole journey. I thank our team of student volunteers here and there, consisting of Muhammad Suhaib Zamir, Yusra Batul, Saifur Rahman, Arham Shahid, Umme Kulsum, Insha Parveen, Ariba Khan, Waqas Akhtar, Saqib Kaleem, Muhammad Saud and Abdul Hanan Subhani, who worked extremely hard every day to make sure that we were able to run the program efficiently. Last but not the least, the support of our office staff, especially Mohammad Owais Rafi, Faizan Hassan, Mr. Mujib Ahmed, Mr. Mohammad Haider, Mr. Mohammad Naved Rafi, and Mr. Faisal Saeed has been praiseworthy. I thank all of you for your presence here today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The end of a story is the new beginning of many others. At Aligarh Muslim University, we have our own charming way of concluding programs and events. We have a tarana, a university song of our own, which is very close to our hearts. In 1936, a student of Aligarh Muslim University, Asrarul Haq Majaz, wrote the tarana, and in 1954, another student, Khan Ishtiaq Muhammad, put it to tune. Since the last 68 years, we, the fraternity of Aligarh Muslim University, have been singing this tarana. It unites us and gives us strength and hope and brings us new friends. With this hope, we will now play the AMU Tarana, which will immediately be followed by the national anthem. After the national anthem, we will be dispersing for high tea. So I would like to say my goodbyes now. Thank you so much for being with us. Hope to meet you soon again. Assalamu alaikum and good night.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे